about seeing what he's going to be able to do when he makes the leap to the next level. And the more I learn about Travis Hunter, the more I like him as a person and as a player.
There's an obvious destination for him. The New England Patriots need to do everything in their power to have him opposite Christian Gonzalez and start to build your team around having 2 lockdown corners and Drake May. And that's how you do it. Right then and there. Because you know what? The quarterbacks are likely going to go 1-2 with Shedeur Sanders and Cam Ward. And if they don't, for whatever reason, it needs to be because New England gets in the top 2 and you can't mess around like, oh, let's trade down for picks. In normal years, I would say that. I think you have a unique opportunity to literally have 2 versions of Darrelle Revis. There's only usually one. Christian Gonzalez and Travis Hunter, you cannot throw on that team. You just can't.
Well, I'm glad you brought up New England, Evan, because that's where I'm going next. And you're not going to like this one. You're not going to like this small thing. The more I think about Bill Belichick to UNC, the more I hate it. I don't like it, and here's why. Listen, it's a slam dunk for UNC when it comes to prestige alone. Even though I think hiring Tommy Rees would have been the better long-term play, which is where they were going before Bill Belichick, it's hard to walk away from the relevancy that Bill Belichick is going to bring your program and the doors that he will open. But now that the dust is settled, it kind of bums me out that this is where Bill Belichick has landed. To think about that the greatest NFL coach that we've seen in our lifetime have to be relegated to the college ranks because he can't get an NFL head coaching job bums me out. To think that Bill Belichick, who historically hates, and I mean hates the New York Jets, himself made the inquiry about their head coaching job because he was so desperate to get back into the NFL. That bums me out. That hurts me inside. I'm not even a Bill Belichick person as much as Evan Cohen is, but to think that Belichick has so many doors closed in the NFL that he was willing to humble himself and reach out to the Jets because he couldn't get an opportunity feels wrong. It feels icky to me. The fact that this was the only place that he could go in college, it just feels like something is incomplete with his coaching career, that he is not getting another NFL opportunity.
Go ahead.
I was just saying I don't look at it that way because on the Jets thing, I don't think it's fair. I think if Mike Tannenbaum wasn't involved, there's no way he would reach out. That's somebody who worked for him, who's now operating a search. I think it's a lot different than just working for Woody Johnson. I think he has an opportunity to reach out to Tannenbaum, who he knows personally. I also think Deion Sanders has to be brought up in this conversation. I think Deion has changed the college game, and I think what's going to happen is we're going to see more coaches go to college because it's another version of the pros, like Belichick now has done.
But he's only going there because he couldn't get a job in the NFL.
Yeah, I guess I'm with Smalls on this one. He's settling for the North Carolina job, and nobody wants to settle in life, whether it's personal relationships or professional opportunities, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. It's a nice gig because he's going to get paid $10 million, and it is in a Power 4 conference. But you just wonder, because he was so interested in a return to the NFL, is his heart really going to be in it, going to do that North Carolina job? I get it. His dad coached there way back in the day, but is he going to really be as invested as he needs to be in order to get that program to the point where they could have sustained success? And we could almost change the way we viewed Bill Belichick based on how the NFL parted company with Bill Belichick.
Yeah, and we can say it that way. It's smallest to answer your overall question. It's not that you're wrong on anything you're saying. I also think there's another side of this. The NFL should be embarrassed that the greatest coach of all time is not welcomed in their league for some reason. That's an embarrassment for the NFL.
But we do have to take into account the way that it ended in New England, and we have to take into account his age.
And he made plenty of mistakes at the end in New England.
He did.
That's the part that we kind of skip over, because it's not just Mac Jones was bad and he staked it on the wrong quarterback. He didn't give Mac Jones a chance. He allowed a defensive coordinator to be an offensive coordinator for a quarterback going into his second year.
Yeah.
Like, that probably wasn't the best idea. And so I guess that's the part that we can't get past. Like, and so can this North Carolina stint change that? Yes, I think it can. Will it happen? I don't know, because I don't know how invested he's going to be in the program.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think he's going to be all in. I would be.
You don't think he'll have an eye towards the NFL, and that if any team calls him, he'll be ready to pack up his bags and go?
No, I don't. at this point. I really don't. I could be dead wrong. And listen, you can't blame him if he does. He's earned the right to change his mind. He's Bill Belichick. He's the greatest coach we've ever seen in the NFL. But I think he's all in on Carolina. I think he's very turned off by the NFL. And I think the NFL was obviously turned off by him, right? But we're going to laugh at some of the coaching hires and some of the failures, as DC has pointed out, that are all going to be gone within 3 years. Like, there's already coaches we're talking about being gone. Still made the playoffs. They would have signed up for that.
Well, they didn't. They had the opportunity to because they called them up. And they said, now we're good. They said, hey, we're all right.
For the record. They would sign up for the record he had, not for the person, obviously. They don't want him. No, the Jets are better than Belichick, obviously. The Jets are amazing. CC, the Jets are the ones who don't get it done. The ones who do get it done, of course, Granger.
Yes, for the ones who get it done. Does this sound familiar? You're a maintenance specialist and you've been squaring off with a leaky radiator at your facility for hours. You're drenched in sweat, you've thrown the whole playbook at it, but so far it's got an answer for everything. What you need is a teammate, a pro who's seen it all and done it all before, and that's Granger. With support specialists always at the ready, the product you need plus $1 million at Granger.com, or just stop by one of their local branches. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
It's bowl season on ESPN Radio. 25 bowl games, including the college football playoff and national championship game.
The electricity, the atmosphere.
Bowl season continues tomorrow at 5:30 Eastern with the Boca Raton Bowl, followed by the Artist Sport LA Bowl on ESPN Radio and on ESPN.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BUY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BUY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
ESPN 106.7 and Four Seasons Federal Credit Union salute the first responder of the month. Nominate your local heroes today at ESPNAU.com. Each month's honoree will win prizes including a $100 Visa gift card. Winners announced on the 15th of each month. Enter daily ESPNAU.com. Presented by Four Seasons Federal Credit Union. Become a member today. Four Seasons is the quality of a credit union with the convenience of a national bank with over 5,000 credit union partners.
The results are in, and Game Day Men's Health in Auburn has delivered. The certified medical team at Game Day Men's Health wants to help you feel better. Text 334-209-3706 to set up your free testosterone check and consult. Results back in as little as 15 minutes. Tired of feeling tired? Text 334-209-3706 to Game Day Men's Health in Auburn. They make you feel better.
It's that time of year again, Auburn basketball. And as this year's team makes history, you can catch every second of the historic run at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. With 77 TVs, you won't miss a second of Auburn basketball while enjoying our famous wings, cold beer, and of course, gooey fries. And don't forget Tiger Talk on Thursdays throughout the season, live with Coach Bruce Pearl in-house discussing all things Auburn basketball. Located on 2353 Bent Creek Road off of Exit 57 on I-85. War Eagle.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
The one thing Aaron Rodgers is as good as anyone in pro football history at is not turning the ball over. So while there's a lot of people who would love to see him airing it out and throwing it down the field and making big plays, and Garrett Wilson and Mike Williams if and when healthy, I think a perfect world, the Jets would like to be a team that runs through Breece Hall.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg, mornings 9 to 11 on ESPN 106.7.
What's going on, everybody? Jacob Goetz here, host of On the Line on ESPN 1067. It's the show that tells you like it is and holds nothing back, and you better believe that I mean it. When we're talking about Auburn athletics plus the biggest sports topics in the country, give me a call 2 to 4 p.m. each weekday to be on the line and tell me what you have to say about the hottest topics in sports. That's On the Line from 2 to 4 p.m. here on the Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, ESPN 1067.
War Eagle, Auburn, Opelika. This is Mike Greenberg reminding you to tune in to hear my good friends Bill Cameron and Dan Peck for The Drive. Weekday afternoons 4 to 6 for the latest Auburn University sports news and commentary. Be sure to listen to Greeny every weekday morning from 9 to 11 right here on Auburn Opelika Sports Leader, on the air at 106.7 FM, as well as streaming online at ESPNAU.com and the ESPN 1067 app.
Mike Greenberg. Greeny.
There were 6 quarterbacks who went in the first 12 picks this past year. 2 of them have grades of incomplete. The other 4 guys have all looked at different times varying levels of excellent. They are extraordinarily promising. They look like they're all going to hit. Those 4 guys are all going to be really good players.
Greeny with Mike Greenberg. Mornings 9 to 11 on ESPN 1067.
Evan Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike.
What athlete would basically come out unscathed, untouched, while being unarmed in an encounter with a grizzly bear? Nathan in Louisiana, listening on 103.7 The Game. What's up, Nathan?
I say Ndamukong Suh.
That's another good one. That is another good one. Ndamukong Suh. And you know he's going to fight dirty with the bear, right?
Unsportsmanlike.
Mornings 5 to 9 on ESPN 1067. Auburn Opelika's sports leader.
Evan Canty and Michelle are unsportsmanlike. Today, the NBA Cup Championship takes center stage.
Well, our goal is not just to get to Vegas. We want to win this thing.
Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks go head-to-head with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and the Oklahoma City Thunder. The NBA Cup Championship. Coverage begins today at 8 Eastern, with tip-off at 8:30 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ABC.
That's right. NBA on ESPN Radio. Tune in tonight. NBA Cup Championship game. Coverage begins 8 p.m. Eastern, ESPN Radio, and the ESPN app. We are on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance. We've got the Bucks and we've got the Thunder, and we have a huge question to answer about this after we hear from Giannis and Dame of the Milwaukee Bucks, the keys to beating Oklahoma City tonight.
We have a lot of work to do. We're not at our best yet. We've got to keep on improving. It's good that we've played well the last couple of games, but we have a lot of work to keep on doing.
Talented group, obviously. They speak for themselves.